Peace and love. I want to come real quick and make this super quick. First off, I want to talk about how important it is to be present and to be still and to be one with that, current moment. I know we hear a lot of talk about being present and being still, but the importance of actually being still and taking the time to sit and reflect itself helps develop a more keener knowledge of self. Just want to start off by saying that and just saying, sending love and healing vibrations, love vibrations, to all of you. As you can see by the caption, this is journaling in water activation. I'm sure you can hear the sound of the waves and the beach in the background. Currently in an undisclosed location that I choose not to disclose at this current time. I'm probably gonna gatekeep this because it's beautiful, it's peaceful, it's serene. Not a lot of people, like I like it. Nice balance. Um, the importance of journaling, right? Is we talk about the importance of being still, being present, being one with our thoughts, and how it helps develop a more clear knowledge of self. That's when journaling comes into play. Um, I developed a journal, created, developed, wrote, designed a journal about 2 years ago. It's been actively selling on Amazon, actually really, really good. And when I created the journal and developed the journal, I was super intentional about the writing prompts that I put inside the journal, right? Because the writing prompts that, came to mind as I was creating the journal are the thoughts that help me or continue to help me reason with self, right? And develop a more keener knowledge of self. So, we'll go over the journal prompts, page of the journal prompts in the journal that I developed. It's available on Amazon, but this is not to sell you anything, more so water activation. So I want you to take and listen to the sounds of the ocean, the waves hitting, the waves, just the birds, the seagulls, and just super intentional about that, right? Okay, so that's your leader, buddy. Um, so we want to talk about it, this is how it's gonna be born to some people, and I understand that, and it's okay. We want to talk about how we feeling currently. And so you want to take a moment to write out how you're currently feeling at this present moment. Allow the way that you're hearing help develop those thoughts, help you become more in tune with those thoughts that you write out. Just make it quick. It can be target words or it can be sentences. However you're feeling at this current moment, and be honest and transparent, because that's what this all about is being honest and transparent. So, how do you feel currently? And take a moment to write it out, let the waves help center your thoughts, ground your thoughts, and help you become one with your thoughts. So, how are you currently feeling? And as you're doing it, just breathe through it. Help let out anxiety leave our mind, all overthinking, all procrastination, stagnation, let it leave our body because that does nothing for us. I say us because it's things that I struggle with too, still currently. So how you feeling at this current time? Again, a lot of ways to help grind you, ground you, and build you, and just be one with your thoughts and write them out authentically and transparent. Be transparent. And after you write that out, we're going to go into our next prompt. And we want to talk about how we're going to care for ourselves today. So, how will you care for yourself today? Like, what does it look like to care for yourself? How does it feel when you're super intentional about caring for yourself, making sure you are developing the best the version of yourself that you want to see? So how will you care for yourself today? Whatever that looks like to you. It don't have to be trendy, it don't have to be cliche, none of that. Just how it feels. How do you want to care for yourself today? You want to take a walk? You want to watch your favorite movie? Read a book? Write? Draw? Create? Or just sit? You know? How will you care for yourself today? So take some time to write about a couple sentences or target words about how you want to care for yourself. Again, utilizing the waves and letting the waves guide you and ground you. I hope I'm not muted. Hi, Houston. It is called a bendy. Handsome dancer. It is called a bendy. And I put it on my forehead just as a activation for my pineal gland. Pineal gland is right here in your center. And it just helps you see things and in that conscious state, become more aware. So we wrote out how we're going to care for ourselves today. Now we're going to talk about our healthy money habits. So what are we again? So I'm not talking or preaching at the crowd. I'm doing this alone with everybody. So how what are some healthy rising habits that we're gonna cultivate or develop? Are we already we're already actively doing? So are we gonna read more? Oh, thank you. Thank you. So are we gonna read more, be more in tune with nature, get more sunlight? I know me personally, I need to work on eating better. I need to work on my movement. I need to work on being more intentional with all of my lifestyle practices. So, what are some healthy rising habits that we are going to cultivate or continue to cultivate to develop a healthier lifestyle, however that looks? And we can use target words or sentences, however that looks, however that looks. Alright. Mm, I'm sorry. Not sure for a minute. Stand it back up. Okay. And try not to be distracted, because distractions are meant to take you out of your focus. So try to limit distractions and not internalize distractions, because that what that does, that helps you take you out of your actual bliss and your intentions and everything. So try to limit your distractions. Be as intentional as possible about limiting your distractions. Because the distractions are going to come. You can't say they're going to be, no, there are going to be things that are trying to distract you and take you off of your throne, and don't allow it to do so. So, so how will you show up today to have the best impact? So, what are you going to do today to have the best impact? What is going to allow for you to be more impactful? And when we are thinking about impact, I'm not saying you got to run out and be a social media influencer, you got to influence the world, or anything of that nature. I'm saying, how are you going to be impactful to self? This is all about self. This isn't about, performing for the world or putting on a show for the world. This is all about impacting ourselves so that we can show up as our best selves, however that looks. So, what are we going to do today to have the best impact? And just take a few minutes, allow for the ocean to ground you, allow for the waves and the sounds of the ocean guide you and ground you and help you set your intentions and write out your intentions. So, how are you going to show up today, God? But that's impact. That's important. That's really important. I was there, Kira. Wait, what number? You can leave your stuff. I'll watch it. Okay. Get your Stanley and put it inside of that thing. There you go. Get your bracelet and put it inside of there. My bracelet. Okay. Sorry, guys. Sorry, sorry, sorry. We just talking about distractions. And look, I got you. So you want to talk about how you're going to show up to have the best impact for the day. So what are you going to do to be impactful today? So what are you going to do to develop a more impactful day so that set precedence over your entire your healing, your life, and what you're going to do for today? And then you also want to talk about how you're going to feel more connected and more fulfilled. When we speak on connection, we're speaking on alignment. And alignment helps to guide us, right? When we're not in alignment, we feel out of balance, we feel anxious, we feel scared, we feel worried, we feel fearful, we feel we overthink, we feel lethargic, we feel low energy. So when we're not connected and walking in fulfillment, we feel out of alignment. And when you're not in alignment, you feel imbalanced. So just making sure that we maintain that balance is key. Um, so how will you feel more connected and fulfilled? What are you gonna do today to feel more connected and fulfilled? And when you feel more connected, more aligned and fulfilled, it helps you align with your purpose better. So it helps you understand what you were sent here to do. What is your mission here? Why you were sent here for real? So write that out. Write about 4 sentences. Can be target words, doesn't have to be actual sentences. But just write it out how you feel. Yeah, you can be my mind. Yeah. Thank you. And take the time again, let the water feel you. Let the water embrace the sounds of the water, the sounds of the ocean, the sounds of the waves. Like take a few minutes, just write out how you're gonna feel more connected and fulfilled. And what that looks like and how that feels and what that sounds like. We use all our senses. So it's important to use all our senses, but not in the ways that we think we should use our senses. So when you see, try to see things from the pineal gland perspective. When you hear, try to hear things not from our own perspective, but intentional listening is important, active listening. When you speak, speaking intentionally is important. And when you feel, feeling with intention is also important. So taking your time out to write how you're feeling and how you're going to be more connected and fulfilled is important. And then at the end, I'm going to switch the camera to the ocean so that you all can take some of the scenery and the actual feeling and the sound of the ocean. So you want to do a quick morning mindfulness checklist. And I'm here, you want to talk about breathing. Because when we're able to control our breathing, right? we're able to regulate our emotions better. And when we're able to regulate our emotions better, we build up our emotional intelligence, right? So, emotional intelligence is key to being able to maneuver through this world, you know, in alignment, right? So, breathing practices, giving someone you love a hug, because love is what's going to uplift the vibration of this planet. And you want to smile, you want to feel your heart beating. So, take your time and listen to your heart and feel your heart beating and what that feels like and what that sounds like. And take that time to listen to your heart beating. Then you want to awaken with gratitude. You want to show gratitude for the small things and then the big things. So even those things that seem trivial, you want to show gratitude for them. So just maintaining that spirit of gratitude and staying within that spirit, that realm of gratitude, intentional gratitude is so key. You want to cloud watch. So taking some time, me as I'm cloud watching, I'm noticing that not a chemtrail in sight. And what that says to me, right, is not only how environment is key, right, but also how healing nature is. I'm not seeing the chemtrails in sight because I'm surrounded by beautiful salt water. And when we think about water and the healing modalities behind water, water is a purifier. Water helps to purify. So it's just, water is important. Um, you want to power wash, notice your thoughts, eat a mindful breakfast. You want to notice the weather. How is the weather? Just taking that time out to actually feel and notice things that we wouldn't quite notice when we're in the hustle and bustle of things is so key. You want to connect with nature. Get outside. Get outside. Being outside is key. Getting outside and being outside is key to developing that connection, increasing that alignment, and actually understanding self and developing a relationship with self. So connecting with nature is key. Then you want to practice mindful driving. Those of us who drive, we know how easy it can be to get lost in road rage and all of the hustle bustle. But just be mindful while we're driving. Don't allow the actions of others dictate our emotions. And that's when emotional intelligence comes into view. You never want to give anybody power over you. You want to maintain your power. And the moment you allow an outside source to have power over you, you've given them the power. Y'all don't allow anything outside of yourself to have power over you. You are the most powerful entity in your life. Nothing outside of you is more powerful than how you're able to regulate and control how you react to things. And then just that's it. I want to make this brief. If you need to run this back and go over the different journaling prompts and everything, feel free to do so. But I just wanted to make this brief. I appreciate y'all. Thank you for actually actively conversing with me and interacting with me. I appreciate y'all so much. And I'm sending love to y'all. And I'm going to start going live more often because I don't go live a lot. So one love.